Hey there, I'm about to do the PCT. I'm going to thru-hike it, hopefully. I'm going to try, I'm going to attempt. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to try logging everything I do. Or not everything, you know, I mean, it's not like you guys want to see me walking for endless miles upon miles upon miles. I'm going to try to highlight some stuff, take some pictures, video record some stuff. I'll be blogging. Other than that, I'm trying to separate from technology while I'm out there. Unplug, unhook. Doing 2650, 2700 miles, so whatever. I'll be straying off the trail for a couple little details. As far as my gear goes, I'm also going to show you a little bit about what I'm taking with me, explain some stuff, and hopefully this goes really well. I've got a lot of support. I've got some really incredible people encouraging me and helping me to accomplish this task. Why am I doing it? Because I can. Because I want to. You know, there's a lot of people during my research that I've looked into people YouTubing, blogging, I've read books, I've watched videos, and I've talked to people firsthand that actually have completed the entire Pacific Crest Trail. Why am I doing it? Because I want to enjoy myself. There's a lot of people that push themselves to do it. They want to break records. They want to prove to themselves that they can do it. They want to prove to other people that they can do it. They want to make it their best endurance challenge ever. You know, Iron Man type of weekend warriors that want to push it to the next level, you know, and yeah, that's not really me. On the other hand, there's lifers, man. There's people that would rather live out on the trail than live in the container of society. Basically, I lean a little bit more towards those people, you know. I mean, their life consists of, as soon as seasons open up, or even off-season, they like to do sections of trails, they like to go out camping, they like to travel on foot and hump their house on their back. That's how a lot of the lifers enjoy tackling different tasks, like hiking the PCT, or the AT, or, you know, the Continental Divide Trail, or anything really. Me, I grew up mildly experienced in woodsmanship, and I camped a lot. Some family camping, like my cousins, my uncles. Also, Boy Scout camping, summer camp in Yagu. You know, I was a New Englander growing up. Also, I did my winter camp out. 10 feet of snow, that's exaggerating. Okay, more like 2 or 3 feet of snow. That's not really exaggerating. Overnighters or weekend campouts in the snow. Growing up as a teenager, some of me and my friends, we'd hike out to the woods and hike with just a tarp and a loaf of bread and spend a weekend out there. That's pretty much me, man. I would crave to get out to the woods so much that I would walk for miles and miles and miles just to get to the entrance of woods, then just start walking in. And there's a serene beauty to releasing the white noise and getting rid of it all. But there's also an incredible ability now with being able to document and log and show other people what it's like. And, you know, experience is the only true way to embrace the concept of what it's like to do something like this. One step at a time, you know. I walk in faith, I put my belief that I can actually make it to the end, and that's fine. But what I'm really doing is going to enjoy myself. If I don't make it all the way up to Canada, that's okay. That's okay with me. Am I going ultra light? Nah, not at all. Am I going, pack mule? Nah, not really. The only thing that's really increasing my weight over, just like normally, is my food. I was planning some pretty big dinners and stuff, basically packing on like a good amount of calories in the evening, so I cut some of that back. I dropped some weight. I had some snacks, like I have a tradition where I bring Twizzlers with me camping all the time. Yeah, I'm not carrying a 2-pound bag of Twizzlers with me. It just makes no sense. That's 2 pounds of Twizzlers. Other than sacrificing some stuff like that, I'm a creature of comfort, man. I have a tent. The tent probably weighs 5.5 pounds, but it's a 2-person tent. It just is what it is, man. It's what I want. I could actually just do the footprint with the frame and the rain fly and be comfortable with that, but this tent, the way it is, the fly weighs probably 2.5 to 3 pounds of the package. The tent itself is basically a floor with bug screen. But it'd be pointless not to bring the tent itself with it. You know, it's a good tent. It's a decent package, and I got a good deal on it. But I'll get more about that later. So basically, it started off as an idea. My roommate's son, who lives in Australia, he had completed the PCT about 4 years ago, and he said it's one of the best things he's ever done in his life. He's an avid backpacker. His wife and his baby girl, they enjoy, you know, having family time together, and he gets away as often as he can. His wife, I think, goes with him sometimes locally to some remote areas. Good people. It was a full family event. He had the family support. They would ship him his supplies as he needed them, and some of them would go and meet him at different places up the trail, and he'd spend a day or two off in a hotel room or a week here or there. Towards the end, his wife met him up in the northern areas, Oregon or Washington, somewhere up there, and they spent time together before he completed it. You know, and I have a lot of the same support happening right now. Just some incredible, generous support. I've come about some incredible gear, and it's practically by chance. It just all fell into place for me. Everything is prepared. I've done my research, my scheduling, and basically I've been just grinding to get my body into the position where I'm comfortable tackling this physically. I've been taking day hikes here and there, trying to get more acclimated to carrying the weight on my back that I need to be carrying. I'm happy that I've put on a little bit of a love handle, and it'll actually help me. I'll eat that away. That'll be my food basically. While I'm eating my trail meals and walking it all off, my body will just suck it away from me, and so that average of 10 pounds that people lose, I'll lose it in all the right places. You know, so I'm pretty happy about that. It's like I was already prepared before I knew I was doing it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and show you some of my gear and talk a little bit about it, and we'll see how it goes. See you on the trail. And here we go. Here's a full layout of my gear. There's a few things that I still need to add, a couple of things that I'm taking away, but this is pretty much the gist of it. We'll start down at this end over here. Okay, what I have here is my bread and butter for clothing. We got the Royal Robbins convertible cargo pants. They're SPF rated, they're nice and light. They're convertible, they zip off the pant legs. That'll be good for my desert gear, along with my A6 shirt right there. Also SPF rated, it's light, polyester, breathable. You can actually, it's got the thumb hole so you can pull the sleeves down over your thumbs. It's stretchable, you can slide the sleeves up, make it look like a short sleeve, whatever. Both of those are pretty comfy. And then I have an extra set of clothes here for when I'm doing wash or just farting around camp or whatever I feel like doing. Just some basically dual layer gym shorts and a light stretchy polyester t-shirt. It's loose fitting. It's a Chevrolet shirt. And then I have for my cold gear, I got this puffy right here. It's just a vest. It's not actually a full jacket. It's really comfy. It's pretty compressible. It's very light, and it's pretty warm. This right here is actually, this was a sack that I had a bed set come in. Pillowcases and sheets and stuff like that. And it's nice soft cotton, and it works well. When I put the puffy in it, it works good as a pillow. Then, because it's breathable, I can just still crush it down and compress both of them down together and stuff them in a Ziploc bag and basically they fit in the palm of your hand when that's all said and done. But if I want a thicker pillow, I can shove another shirt in there, whatever. It works out well. These here are my thermals. Got the cold-proof thermal pants and thermal shirt matching. They're dual layer. They got some percentage of merino wool in them, and they're nice. They'll be my sleeping gear. They'll be my base layers. They'll be another set of clothes if I need to wash everything else. You know, I'll be good to go. And then staying with the cold weather, I just got some cheap gloves here. They got thin insulate. They're waterproof, but they're light, kind of puffy themselves, light, good grip on them, not too bulky. I got this Take 5 neck warmer head mask thing. You know, I can pull this over my head or just wear it around my neck, kind of like a buff, but it works out pretty well. It's stretchy and it's very light. It's warm. And then I got this turtle fur, another merino wool. Head warmer, comfy. And then this is something I'm trying new. I don't know how this will work. These are the Frog Togs. They were cheap. This is for rain gear. They were inexpensive. I mean, they feel like the material that the reusable shopping bags are made out of. But I guess they're multi-layer, and then one of the layers is sealed. I mean, I took them and I ran them under a full faucet. I just put the kitchen sink on and ran the water right on them, and I didn't feel a single drop coming through the material. And it's breathable, so I'm trying them out. They may get replaced along the way, I'm not sure, but I'm going to give them a shot. Let's see. Over here, we got some boxers, just a thicker pair of boxer briefs and then a lighter pair of boxer briefs. Comfy, you know. And then these are my gaiters. I just went cheap on the gaiters, Liberty Mountains. I don't really know how necessary they're going to be. I mean, we've had a record low for snowfall. Moisture's at a low, you know, so, but you'll still need them when you're going through. I mean, keep dirt out of your shoes when you're going through desert in some places. But I mean, sometimes it's just nicer not to be wearing them, you know, because they don't build up the warmth from having that layer on. Other times it's good to have them when you're walking through brush to keep like the low brush, the low branches from whacking your ankles and getting your socks soaking wet, getting, you know, water droplets down in your shoes. You never know, but they come in with me anyway. They're light, cheap insurance. Now on to my shoes. Salomon X Pro 3Ds, XA Pro 3Ds. These guys are waterproof. They're a little warmer, but I've been breaking them in for the past, I don't know, few weeks, and they are existential when it comes to the support that they provide. I mean, they're comfy. I don't know about these strap laces, you know, the cinch laces. At first, I put them on, I'm looking at them, I'm like, these are going to snap, no problem. I'm going to end up snapping those laces, and I'm going to be out on the trail, and I'm going to be making laces out of paracord or something. No, they're actually really, really strong tensile strength. Then, within the first couple days, I'm seeing these little cinch clips. They loosen up, you know. They're not staying tight. But one thing I realized is both cinch clips, they do loosen up a little bit, but they only loosen up a little bit. They don't continue to keep loosening up. And what it does is it actually opens up the shoe to like the perfect comfort level. It's not too tight, but it's still supportive and grips. When you put them on, you cinch them tight. They actually might be a little too tight, because once you get flexing around in there, it causes a little bit of pressure and strain and in all the places where you don't want pressure. So when they loosened up, they actually start feeling comfy. So now I just cinch them up a little bit. If they loosen up, they just loosen up equally to only a specific point. And then next to them, yeah, you know what these are. These are comfy moccasins. This was This is like almost like a game time decision here. Down to the wire on these. I had some water shoes set aside. Weighs about the same. Water shoes also have rubber bottom soles, to them. And the water shoes are obviously, fording through a river or diving into a lake where you don't know what's on the bottom of it, wearing around the camp. I mean, the water shoes weren't very comfy for wearing around camp. And the way I see it is, I would rather have my daily or nightly rather comfort to wear these guys around camp than my once in a while water protection. I mean, I can still wear these guys through the water. I can pick up something else, some cheap sandals. I mean, I have like 2 or 3 pairs of flip-flops I can bring just if I feel like making some sort of something or rather to ford through water with. I mean, that doesn't matter. And I don't even like wearing flip-flops through water. It makes the bottom of your feet feel slimy sometimes if you got the wrong type of coating on them or they're made of the wrong material. I'd rather just go barefooted. But then, you risk damaging your feet and you need your feet. Your feet are priority. So, these are coming with me. And I can't beat the comfort. Are they waterproof? No. Not even remotely close to waterproof. Are they very supportive? Not really. I mean, they're just kind of a pad in there with a little bit of flannel, and that's it. But are they comfy, comfortable? Yeah, they're absolutely comfy, and comfortable. Moving on, got extra bandana, pack towel, head net, for the bugs and stuff. Wool socks, merino wool socks. I'm still going to be picking up another pair or 2 of these, and then maybe some thinner, breathable socks. I'm not quite sure, but I'm definitely picking up another pair or 2 of the thick wool hiker socks. Onto electronics. My electronics are pretty simplistic, but it's a toss-up on whether I should take them or not, but I'm taking them because I want to. What you have here is to start off my power charger supply, whatever you want to call it. It's the power ad. It's the 14 watt. It's a little heavier than most people like to bring, but I like it. I've tested it. It works pretty well. We'll see how it field tests over the duration of time. And then going along with that, I have the Porta-Pow charger. The Porta-Pow charger, this thing, it recharges batteries, and then I can push the button and it can recharge my devices, send the juice right back out again. I got a set of AAAs and a set of AA's. It charges both of them. Just flip these little lever tops down and it can fit the AAAs in there. And it's basically versatile for me. It's kind of generically cheap, and I might replace it with a different style of charger that does the similar operation, because when I charge the AA's in this charger, it gets really hot, but it depends on the charging source. When I plugged it into the side of my laptop for a 2 amp charge, 5 volt 2 amp charge, it got really hot. But this guy here had this solar panel has 2 USB outputs, and it can charge at the 5 volt, but it's a 2 amp total. So I don't know yet if it splits at 1 amp and 1 amp, or if it combines it unless it's split. Like, if I only have one device plugged in, will it send the full 2 amps to that device? I don't know. Probably depends on the draw of the device, and obviously that charger will try to draw it. So it might get replaced. I don't know. We'll see. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'll test it out. And then I have an extender USB cable, and then a large to large USB cable for the charger. And then also I have a phone. There's my phone. That guy's coming with me. And then that cable that goes up to the wall, because I'm charging it right now as I'm taking this video. and that's all coming with me as well. The cable unhooks out of there. I can hook it into the solar panel. I'm bringing the little charger in with me so I can plug into a wall if I'm in town and I don't feel like hooking up the solar system. I'm good to go. And he has just an extra set of earbuds that's going with me. And also, this camera that I'm talking on is going with me. Which brings me to another little detail. For maps and guides and information and access, I'm bringing the Wilderness Press books with me. It's heavy, I know that. I'm going to have them shipped to me periodically at the different points when I need them. You got your Southern California, your Northern California, right there, and then there's your Oregon and Washington. I'm taking this guy with me, starting at the Southern Terminus, and I don't really need it, but I'm a firm believer that no matter what, you do want to have hard copies of maps, but you really can't beat Half Mile's PCT maps. And on both devices that I have all his maps and applications downloaded. All Half Mile's information is up to date. They put a lot of work into it, and it's really accurate, and it's just an incredible resource to have. So, along with the devices the maps that I have on both of my devices that I'm taking with me, I don't really need anything but a backup just in case there's electronic failure, which you always want to prepare for electronic failure. I mean, I could sneeze while crossing a brook and lose all my stuff right into the water. I mean, you never know. And this is cheap insurance. Yeah, it's heavy. It is heavy. But you know what? It also has tons of stuff like geology, and it has, all sorts of details about the different animals and the plant life, the different trees you run across, and bugs here, snakes there, what this is, what that is, and just sweet little details, and then Half Mile has other details, and then both of them combined have a lot of water source details and information. So, I'm good to go for all of my direction, all of my guide. I'm really good to go. And then this that I'm recording on is actually an old Motorola Droid 2. It has a better camera in it than my current phone that I use. It has a lot more storage capacity because I stuck a 32 gig in it years ago. And my other phone there is just basically an AT&T phone that I use because of its inexpensiveness. Keeping this Droid 2 going years ago, I was paying Verizon something like $100 a month or something like that. And that guy there, that cost me $60 for unlimited, and then all my actual data usage and everything, I barely ever cap over it, and they just increased it again for the data actual capacity of data usage that I get with my same plan. So, can't complain. And then this Droid 2 that I'm recording on, it has a slide-out keyboard. It's definitely a lot more user-friendly. What I can do is I can hotspot that phone, connect this phone via Wi-Fi, even though it's not actually hooked up to a service any longer, and then I'm using both of them. And I have recording capabilities, editing capabilities, word processing capabilities on both of them, and I can just send stuff back and forth between file sharing between the two of them, and it works out really, really well. So basically on both of them, I have Half Mile's maps, Half Mile's applications. I have separate applications on both of them that I could use at different times. Pedometers, altimeters, compasses, everything. Plus I'm bringing a hard compass with me, which I have packed over there. So I'm good to go for direction, technology, and everything else. I'm trying to unhook, but I'm also trying to data log, and there's a lot of people that are supporting me in this that want to stay connected and want to stay updated, so it's for all of us. Okay, moving on. I got the Ridge Rest bedroll pad there, the sleeping pad. What can I say? I couldn't afford to get an inflatable. A lot of people say, the inflatables are way better. I couldn't afford one at the time. So this is what I have, and it's what I'm using, and I'm happy with it because it actually works pretty well with the big Agnes. That's a little bit overkill on the sleeping bag. It's a big Agnes. It's 15 degree, and it's a little thicker, a little bigger, a little heavier than people normally would bring on this trip. But it's what I have. It's tried and true, and it's durable, man. I mean, I can't really complain about it other than it's a little heavier. I'm definitely not going ultra light, but I mean, my gear's actually light enough to where I'm not like carrying a mountain on my back either. I can trade up a little bit of weight here and there, just like the solar panel, for the ease of access. You know, I'm not cramming to try to find an electrical outlet with 20 other people in a town that are all backpacking. You know, I'm just not doing it. I don't have to. But meanwhile, out on the trail, if I cross somebody's path and the sun's shining and they need a recharge, you know, I can say, hey, just hook into my solar panel, and I got it strapped right on the back of my backpack, or we'll sit for a couple hours, have some lunch, and take some time, because, I mean, I'm not rushing up to Canada either. I got plenty of time, you know, so we'll see how that goes. And here is my tent. This bad boy, Alps Mountaineering. I just recently got that. I set it up in the living room. It's beautiful. I think I have a picture or two that I'll probably slap in after this. And let's see. It's a 2-person tent. Like I was saying earlier, it's just over 5.5 pounds, maybe more than that. And you know, some nights I may just cowboy camp it, but I like having the tent if I need it, and block the wind, block the rain, block the bugs, but only in certain areas. You know, otherwise, I might set it up some nights in the desert, but not put the fly on it. Who knows? We'll see when I get out there. I mean, one of the best night's sleeps I've gotten camping was out in Arizona, and the only thing that, you know, camping in Yuma, and the only thing that actually bothered me was waking up in the morning with the sun blazing on the fly, and it was like a sweatshop in there, you know, just because I didn't remember to open up the vent access before I fell asleep. So as soon as I woke up, I felt like Jim Carrey stuck in the rhinoceros in the Pet Detective movie, you know. It was just, so I unzipped them and I sat there breathing right at the hole for a little while, and eventually it cooled off, and then otherwise I slept like a baby all night. And so I mean, the tent's coming with me, and that's that. Let's see, toiletries. Got the biodegradable toilet paper. Got the Kleenex Splash and Go wipes. Got the hand sanitizer. And the cat hole trowel. I'm trying one of these. It's made of some sort of, you know, bad plastic that they couldn't do anything with, so they just started making a bunch of poop hole diggers with them. We'll see how it works. If it breaks, it breaks. If it stays solid, it stays solid. It's light. It's, you know, it's not bad. And it's got a little measurement device on it, just so you make sure you bury your unmentionables low enough in the ground. Okay. What else do we have here? First aid. First aid is pretty simplistic. Some Gold Bond cream, some foot cream, a couple of gauze pads, Band-Aids, and then I got some, there's a little bag of medications in there, you know, just basic stuff that comes with normal first aid kits. I grabbed the first aid kit and then I tossed everything except for just some bare essentials. You see like Afterbite right there. There's some diuretic medicines. There's some, you know, aspirins, ibuprofens, and stuff like that. Antibiotic cream in there. It's pretty light. Pretty light. And my utilities. Some paracord. The paracord Yeah, I got this paracord here, and it was really cheap because it's bright orange, and nobody else wants the bright orange. But I'm thinking, you know, bright orange is not bad. If I have to make like a guideline for my tent or something, if something snaps, if I have to use something, you know, like if yeah, I gotta stake my tent down. Oh no, my strap just snapped. I use some of this and I don't trip over it. There it is, you know. It paid for itself. All of a sudden I can see my line instead of it being camouflaged. Wonderful. I just saved myself from smacking myself in the face with the ground as I fall over it. Wonderful. Paid for itself. Some duct tape, some super glue, an extra lighter, highlighter, little bag here. This little bag has some safety pins in it and some thread, and then I also have my there's some extra memory SD cards for my phones in there, a little bungee cord, extra set of earbuds. I mean, it's got a bunch of little things in here. Some waterproof matches, and then in the waterproof match box I also have a little piece of flexible foam that has my sewing needle stuffed into it, so they'll all stay, you know, they won't poke out. And then an extra light stick, just a fluorescent crackable light stick. Just thing will burn for like 12 hours or something like that, just in case. I mean, it weighs practically nothing, but it takes up some space, you know. But I mean, if I use it, I use it. If I don't, it'll probably end up becoming like, you know, a midnight hiking random thing to play with for all I know. I don't know. We'll see when I get out there. Hygiene. I'm kind of a stickler on hygiene. Q-tips are a must. I've got the Gold Bond, little thing of soap. The little thing of soap is just, I mean, yeah, let's see what I have. Little thing of soap is just for like the periodic stops. I mean, it's not like I'm going to be trying to wash my hair every day, you know. Little loofah. A lot of people laugh about this little loofah, alright? Yeah, it's got a little bit of ounce weight to it, just a little bit, alright? You may think that's not manly enough, you may think that's not hiker enough, but you know something? At the end of the day, when my feet are coated in dirt and dust and grime, and everybody else's are, and they're using their bandanas and stuff like that, I'm getting this thing a little bit wet, washing my feet off, and you protect your feet, man. You gotta protect your feet. You keep your blisters clean, you keep your socks nice and fresh as well as you can. I mean, you change them out. You know, I mean, you try to wash them when you can, and you change them out, but you make sure your feet stay protected at all costs. And this guy comes with me, because this guy cleans my feet. And that's all there is to it. And, you know, we've got other things here. Toothpaste, toothbrush, those are essential, you know, necessities. Nail trimmer. Yes. Nail trimmer. Always keep your toenails trimmed. You can bite your fingernails all you want, but the last guy I tried seeing to bite his toenails ended up kicking himself in the face by accident. Dental floss. Dental floss has many uses. Primarily keeping the plaque out of your teeth. Alright? I mean, a lot of people don't floss all that much on the trail. Seriously. Me, I don't floss as much as that's recommended, but it's also good to have floss because you can use the dental floss for other things too. I mean, somebody gets a pretty deep wound. You don't sew it with sewing thread. You sew it with dental floss. You know, it's just better. It's usually antibacterial, promoting, and stuff like that. The Gold Bond. This stuff is universal. The Gold Bond powder keeps your shoes nice and dry and smelling pretty, or lack of nastiness rather. You can use this stuff for deodorant. You can use this stuff in areas that just sweat right down to grungioles. You just put a little bit of the Gold Bond body powder, you're good to go. Like I said, Q-tips here, definite. You got. I mean, I don't know about you, but I got to Q-tip my hairs out. It's just a necessity. And then this guy right here. This I wasn't gonna get. I wasn't gonna get this, but then I thought about it. I do want a little mirror. Little mirrors are good to have. Little mirrors are great to have because you can use them for signals and stuff like that. You can use them for, you know, your hygiene if you have to. If like something bites you in the back and you can't really see it, you can help yourself with a mirror, and that's how that works. But this also has a brush to it. And I was just like floored when I saw that. I'm like, wow, look at that. It's like the perfect little setup. Do I have to brush my hair? No. No, I don't. I mean, just running my fingers through my hair, good to go in the morning. But the fact that it has a brush, double bonus. Alright, what else do we got over here? This is another bag. These next couple bags, these are going to be combined. I was just organizing and separating. Another highlighter, which might be dismissed because I have one in the utility bag, and a Sharpie. A Sharpie needs to go with me. You should always have some sort of Sharpie. I brought 2 Sharpies and a pen. You should always have a Sharpie. Let's see. My headlamp. Headlamp takes a AAA, which I have the AAAs over there. They get recharged. Good to go there. My Swiss Army knife. Swiss Army knife is a little heavy. This thing is older than I am, and I'm 33 years old. This was given to me by an old father figure that I used to have. It was his when he was younger. It's fantastic. I mean, it's got the original toothpick in it. It's even got the little metal pen that pulls out, and the metal pen's ink still works after all these years. I mean, it's just incredible. It's got everything on it, the saw, the scissors, the knife. But because the scissors are so small, I'm bringing an actual pair of little scissors here. Little scissors, it's good for cutting your moleskin. It's good for cutting fabric and doing repairs on things. It's good to have a little pair, some little pair of cutters. And that's that. This is just a personal thing, because I'm Confucius. So I'm bringing a whole bunch of random fortunes with me. I mean, I have this addiction to getting Chinese food and stuffing the fortunes in my wallet. And then they sit there. They sit there for years and years. I found an old wallet just the other day that had nothing in it except for a pile of fortunes. So they're going with me. And some stamps, sticker things, just because they don't really weigh anything, and I have the extra space. There's another bag that's going to be combined with that bag. Little notepad, jotting stuff down. This is what I'm using as my trail wallet. It's just a little bifold thing that I can use. Hacky sack, of course. Extra bandana. And then bag of stuff. Primarily like Centrums, multivitamins. Good for the trail. Also some antacids. And then there's like 20, 25 ibuprofens in there too. You see them mixed in there. Good for aches and pains and stuff like that. And on to next. Okay. Yeah, the Black Diamond walking poles. Those aren't coming with me. With what little bit we had this year for snow accumulation, water accumulation, I mean, I'm not really going to need them. I got those, plus I got the little, little things, the feet things that go on the bottom of them to widen the actual foot pad on them, and they help you. They help you to carry more weight and take some strain off of your legs, off of your body. They help you to be able to moderate yourself over uneven surfaces. You can extend them or descend them, and extend or retract the length of them, and you can just use them in so many ways. But I find myself not really needing them. If I get to the point where I'm going through some really rocky terrain, hilly terrain, uneven surfaces, uphill, downhill, I can just the same find a stick on the side of the trail. Just something that already fell, small something, or rather young growth, and I can take my Swiss Army knife out, cut it to length, and I'm good to go. I mean, I've done that before, and then I won't feel so bad if I ditch it or damage it and toss it to the side after I don't need it anymore for a long stretch of walking. So I'm thinking I'm not bringing those with me. If I get to a point and everybody's saying, yeah, dude, just you need them. You need them from this point forward, and then you don't need them after that. Or I just see everybody using them, and more so than just for the novelty of using them. If they're actually using them and they really are making a difference between my progress and their progress, then I'll have them shipped out to me. But otherwise, I don't really need them. Water, personal hydration, big deal. You see right on the bag there, I got my tube sticking out here. This guy. It's necessary to stay hydrated. I mean, you take on tons of weight in water, but you need every drop that you take. And if you don't, you're doing something wrong. If you're carrying too much water, then you just tone down. But you always want to make sure you have extra water just in case. I mean, you use it for everything. You use it to stay hydrated, keep healthy. Sometimes, mild cleaning here and there. You use it for cooking. You use it for everything. You use water for everything that you need to sustain yourself. And this is what I'm working with here. 1.5 liter water container has this little doodad sticking out here that actually works well for clipping it to my pack. I put it in the pocket on the side and clip it to my pack, so that way I don't risk losing it. And then extra, I have here just a Gatorade container. This Gatorade container is basically my utility liquid container. I took a marker and a measuring cup and I measured out all the quarter cup, half cup, 3/4 cup, full cup, cup and a half, and 2 cups. I made marks on it because a lot of the stuff that you find yourself cooking with, or I find myself cooking with, is all measured in cups, while everything I have, all the containers are measured in liters. Yeah, you can sit there and do the conversions and figure it out yourself, or you can just measure it out in the first place, and now I can just pour water into that, and it's all set. Also, you can use that for water purification. That can be my main scooper to get water out of rivers, water out of ponds, whatever. Also, it can be my mixer for my electrolyte powders, which is my actual, I have like this vitamin C electrolyte powders that'll work well with that. And I also have some protein powder. I can just shake it up in that with some water and I'm good to go. And then I have two 2-liter platypus bladders. They're cheap, they're collapsible, and they work well. Can't go wrong with them. If you have a blowout on the trail, I think it's a good idea to keep 2 smaller ones instead of 1 giant one, because you puncture one, you still got the other. Or if one gets contaminated, you still got the other. One gets dirty, you still got the other. You're good to go no matter what. And then for filtration, I have this vapor squeeze. It was cheap and collapsible, kinda. The filter itself doesn't really collapse down, but the actual sack bag does. It had mixed reviews. It really did have mixed reviews. I've never really tried it out on the trail. Some people say, the flow out of it, it's so restrictive that it takes forever, and you gotta squeeze it like crazy. I've tried it both ways. I've tried using it like a squeeze filter, and I've tried using it like a drinking straw, and it seems to work pretty well. But I mean, just as a double redundancy, I also got my water drops here, my Aqua Marina, Part A and Part B water drops. I mean, really can't go wrong with that. That's up to like 30 gallons worth of treatment right there. So between the 2 of those, and if you get to the point where you are desolate, you are starving for liquid, you have nothing, you're not anywhere near a water resupply point, and you see this dirty, nasty puddle with the flies right near the cows and everything else, I mean, you pour it through your bandana first, into your bottle over there, or into your squeeze filter system there. Then you squeeze it through the filter system. Then if you're still worried, you add some water drops to it. I mean, you should still be able to drink the nastiest, disgusting water there is with this much filtration, no matter what. So I mean, it's good to go. I'm happy with it. It's a light system, and it's redundant. I have redundancy to it. So, and let's see, on to cooking. Cooking. I have this GSI Outdoors set up for my actual cooking. And let's see here. Got the lid. Lid's going with me. I don't care what you say. Yeah, I could just take a piece of aluminum foil, put it over there, but the lid's going with me. Maybe I'll throw the lid away along the way and put a piece of aluminum foil with it. I don't know. I keep everything wrapped in bandanas. They're low weight. I got a whole pack of them for real cheap. I washed them up. They're nice and soft. And the bandanas, you're in the sun, you tuck one under your hat and drape it over your ears and over your neck. You can wrap one around your neck like the cowboys did. You're good to go. But otherwise, it keeps everything from banging around, clanking around, scratching the crap out of each other and damaging things. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. I have an extra lighter in there. This is just it's a lightweight titanium cook set. I mean, it's really, really nice. I mean, I'm happy with it. And then I have the MSR canister, IsoPro, and an IsoPro little stove. I mean, this thing, it works really well. This thing boils water in no time. And then you can do all the little tricks if you're in sub-0 degree weather and you just stick the canister in your sleeping bag with you for a little while and make it cool off your feet while you're trying to warm it up. It'll work a little bit more efficiently. You can carry a windscreen with you, or you can just, build up a stack of rocks or whatever around it. You can do whatever you want, but it's tried and tested and proven, and it's light and it's decent. I mean, it's got the little valve on it, control the flame height, and yeah, it doesn't all fit well together. I can keep this in there without keeping this in there, without the lid sitting properly, but it's okay. Once I put this around it, it holds it all together, everything's wrapped up. And now I have extra bandanas in case I need them for anything. And let's see over here. This and this, Rainfly and 3-liter sack. These came with the backpack I just bought. Special REI promotional thing. You actually get the Rainfly with it. I mean, your stuff gets wet, it gets wet. Whatever. And then the backpack. This replaced one that was on its last legs. I was stitching the old one back together almost every other day. I was stitching a new seam or tear that was popping apart. So, REI had a promotion. I'm a member, so I get the 20% off coupon. It's right when my bag was failing, right while these are actually being promoted. I walked in, I checked it out. They're selling off the racks like crazy. I grabbed one. It's beautiful. It's comfy. And I think someone on my Facebook just actually commented and it was like, yeah, Osprey is like a hug. It's like walking with a hug. The support system is so comfortable on it. What you don't see here is something, I don't know where I put it. I think I might have left it in one of these pockets. I'm not quite sure. My long-handled titanium spoon. It's just a, $10 long-handled titanium spoon. It's for camping. Take it with you. Everybody's using them. It's comfy. I say it's comfy, but it's only comfy because it's got the polished spoon end to it. So in your mouth, it doesn't feel like you're biting on like a sandpaper texture, like the handle is textured. Let's see. Travel hats. I got my fedora here, which my fedora goes with me. That's just the way it is. And then this hat. I call it the Costa Rica hat. Only because the person that gave it to me, a really good friend of mine that passed away a few years back, wore it through Costa Rica. I mean, canoeing through some of the coolest rivers in like rainforest type of environment. And he had this hat on and his head in almost every picture. And this hat is a great hat for when I want to protect myself from the sun through the desert areas. I just put a bandana over my head and let it drape over my ears and over my neck. Put this hat right on top. I'm good to go. Got my sunglasses and my sunscreen. No problem. Yeah, I could carry the umbrella with the reflective top, or I could make some sort of reflective mylar or aluminum foil or something rather to, fly a kite over my head, block the sun, and hook it up to a remote control, this, that, the other, whatever. I'm okay with just, I've dealt with a lot of seasons. I'm okay with just a normal hat and bandana. I mean, the cowboys just wrap bandanas around their neck with a cowboy hat, and that's how they protected themselves from the sun, and they survived. So, just some extra bags, leave no trace bags, extra bag to wrap my gear in if it's like torrential downpour or whatever. Also, I have a couple of extra bags that you don't see here that, like my sleeping bag goes into another bag, a waterproof bag that I just wrap around. It weighs practically nothing. Some of this stuff gets combined into a larger sack, waterproof, weighs practically nothing. And that's my gear. So that's that. Other than some sunglasses and a few other odds and ends, like I didn't open up my little waist pockets there. I have a little single AAA flashlight. The compass is in my side pockets. There's a couple of other things. My deep bug spray is in the side pockets. I found like a 98 point something deep woods deep bug spray. I mean, you can get the 15% or the 25% all you want, man. But I'd rather have the nuclear deep spray. It's just better. And again, sunglasses. I'm considering bringing a couple of other little odds and ends, some tiny little things that would either A, just be for personal entertainment, or B, be fun on the trail. Things like a deck of cards or stuff like that. Probably not, or a set of dice or something, but maybe not. I mean, if I don't utilize those things in normal everyday life, what's really the point? It's not like I'm going to have a whole bunch of fun playing Go Fish a million times, So that's that. I wish everybody else a happy traveling trip. If you're looking towards doing it yourself and you came across my video and you want to use it for helping yourself plan and for resources, keep looking. Maybe some of the stuff that I'm using is smart, but I found most of it by researching other people. I mean, there's some lifers, man, that have done the PCT so many times you need extra fingers to count them on your hands. Like I was mentioning, my roommate's son, he's been a world of resourceful information for me. He stood by the Solomon shoes. I think he blasted through 4 separate pairs of shoes on his travels. So, and I have, my shoes will be replaced periodically if need be. So I'm prepared for that. And obviously they will need to be replaced probably at least once, if not twice. And that's it, man. The only thing I didn't really show you was primarily my food. I got quite a bit of food. What I'm doing for food is I'm doing oatmeals and granolas for breakfast. Basically, you boil up an oatmeal, an instant oatmeal, and you boil up an oatmeal, and then you just throw a handful of the granola on top of it after it's boiled, and you're hitting like close to, anywhere between like 400, 500 calories between the two of them, if not a little less, a little more, depending upon how you do it. And then also I have Nutri-Grain bars and granola bars, enough to eat one of each a day. So, I mean, those can become like a supplemental brunch snack or supplemental breakfast. They basically just add more calories in there. If one morning I don't feel like cooking a quick meal, although I'm not like a get up and hurry up and pack everything together and get out before I eat while mashing down a Pop-Tart type of person. And once in a while I am, but I'd rather eat something kind of somewhat wholesome for a breakfast because it's worth it in the long run. The rest of your day, you'll have a better day. Just energy-wise, body feeling-wise, It's the truth. Next thing is lunch. Peanut butter. Peanut butter for lunch. I have peanut butter for lunch. Tortilla shells, the soft shells, and peanut butter. 2 of those around lunchtime, boom, you're hitting like 300, 400 calories, no problem. Then dinners. Dinners, I have tuna creations, I think they're called something like that. I have a few packages of those, mix those with some ramen noodle. Awesome, awesome dinner. Also, I have packages of the Idahoan potato mix. Just add water. It's like 4 servings in 1 pouch. I mean, you just mouth that whole thing. You're taking in your calories, no problem. So basically, you got to worry about calories, and you got to worry about protein, like primarily calories. Secondary, protein and carbs. Third, nutrients. I mean, there's a lot of people that just grab bags of chips, Coca-Cola, and Snicker bars and go at it. And yeah, you're getting your energies, you're getting your sugars, you're getting your calories, but in the long game, your weight slacking, your energy endurance starts slacking, and you have to continuously supplement. Pop a sugar rush to tackle an incline section instead of having that sustained energy already built into your muscles. You already absorbed it, it's already there, just waiting to be used from somewhat of a balanced diet. And then I also have Gorp, obviously. I bought a large sack of trail mix, and then I bought a huge bag of raisins, sun-kissed raisins, and I just mixed them together, mixed them all up. I mean, there's a few things like some M&Ms here and there in the trail mix, but it's primarily cashews and things like that, peanuts and proteins and salts, and high sodium is somewhat of a good thing on the trail because you're sweating a lot. You're dispersing tons and tons of liquid, and I mean, when you're breathing at night while you're sleeping, you're actually dispersing liquid and your exhaled oxygen, carbon dioxide, whatever. So you're blasting through more sodium than normal because you're losing all your salts through sweat. And then also, on the opposition to that, you have to worry about potassiums. You got to make sure you keep up your potassiums because your potassium is good for your heart and it's good for moderating your actual steadiness, steady heartbeat, steady energy transfers of your electrical impulses, as where your sodiums work to facilitate your electrical impulses. Your sparks in your brain, stuff like that. You got your sodiums, your salts. So you want to keep a balance of those, and if you're basically dispersing one like crazy, you got to supplement it by eating more sodiums, which you get. Obviously, being in an American diet, you get so much sodium, it's ridiculous. But the trail is one of the places where it actually kind of is good to have a little bit more sodium than normal. But conversely, you also want to make sure you maintain your potassium levels. Problem being, like, the first thing you think about potassium, bananas. Bananas. But bananas on the trail isn't always an option. Yeah, you can get banana chips, dried out bananas, but if you look at the package, it's like the process of drying them destroys any potassium content that they have. I mean, because a lot of drying procedures, like jerkies and things like that, it's all salted or some sort of extraction, moisture extraction, but this, for some reason, it increases a salt content and it decreases potassium content. So bananas lose it the second you dry them out. Raisins, somewhat good for that. Raisins have a natural potassium to them. There's a lot of fruits and things that have natural potassium to them. So if you're into like dried cranberries, things like that, you might find 1 or 2 manufacturers that use a process that maintain the potassium in them, but otherwise, just maybe potassium pills. I mean, my multivitamins, they have a little potassium in them, and that's good to go. And another thing with dispersing your sodiums and stuff through sweat, you're drinking a lot of water, but you're not totally replenishing your electrolytes. So a supplemental powder in some of your drinks would be a good idea. I have electrolyte replenisher powder. It comes in these little packages. I think it's pomegranate flavor, the one I got, and it doesn't taste the best, but I mean it's simple. You chug it down, and it also has like 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C in it. So keeping your immune system up on the trail and keeping your electrolytes up on the trail, it's a good thing. So basically, I'm thinking, like midday, maybe drink an electrolyte drink. Or just mix it into one of my drinks and my waters and sip it down while I'm hiking, probably around midday. And then protein powder. I have protein powder, whey protein. The best time to drink your protein is at night, right before you go to bed, right before you hit the sack, right before. I drink down your protein. Some people like to do it in the mornings, but it's really better. It's more effective to do it at night, because at night your body goes into a healing mode. Your muscles, while you're using your legs all day long, they're developing these little micro tears, stresses and strains and stuff like that. And then while you sleep, your body repairs those micro tears. And what it utilizes to do that is proteins. But if you don't have sufficient protein in your system, it'll take it from muscles you're not using so much and actually bond it into the nutrient process to heal the muscles you are trying to heal, the muscles you are utilizing more. It's just natural. It works that way. So if you drink down some protein right before you go to sleep, then you're doing excellent. That's an excellent thing to be doing. Yeah, you could take it in the morning and absorb it while you're walking throughout the day. But then at night when you're sleeping, you're just basically still pulling it from other areas, other places. It's not like you have a storage locker in one position in your body for like, okay, reach in, grab the protein, okay, let's pour it into there. We weren't really using that over there. No, everything your body absorbs is used in places, and then your body is self-sufficient to take it from places that it's used less and give it to places that it's required more. So if you're smart about it, the same protein drink at night could probably be twice as effective as it would be in the morning before you're walking. What else do I have? I have like I still keep like a pack or two of Pop-Tarts just in case, and also a bag of beef jerky for snacks, and that's about it for food. I was looking into vegetable powders for supplementing vegetables, the nutrients and minerals you get. But between my Centrums, my protein powders, my electrolyte supplements, I think I'm okay. I'm okay with getting into town and going to find a V8 or some sort of veggie drink or something like that. And I may even decide while I'm on the trail that yeah, I am going to invest in some vegetable powder. I mean, something like, I think it's like smart grass or something like that. I mean, just got to like, wheatgrass, broccolis, beet juices, all based down into a powder, and you can get a jug of this powder for like 60 servings. You drink one of those a day, and you're basically having your daily amount of vegetables in a drink. And so I might do that. I was looking into that, but that's about it. So again, everything I say, don't take it and commit it to fact, because I'm only explaining what I've learned by listening to other people. I could be wrong, they could be wrong, and also the things that I do or believe in or trust on the trail work for me, but they might not work for you. But you might find they do work for you, or maybe something that I do just opened your eyes to something you might want to do differently. I don't know. But I know that when I'm out there, I look at things that I do, and I look at other people, and I say, maybe I want to try doing something differently. It's nothing written in stone. Do whatever you want. I'm going to have fun. I hope you are too. And so, on the trail, I'm Confucius, and I'll see you there. Have a good day.